Good afternoon, guys. I am from TriRide Solutions. So today we are going to learn about CSS and CSS3 properties. So before going to that CSS properties, let me start with an introduction to the CSS. That in the last class we have discussed that how we how we can create a CSS file and what is the purpose of CSS. This we discussed in the last class. So in the today's class, we are going to discuss about some of the basics or advanced properties of CSS and CSS3. Okay, guys. So let me start my VS Code and let me open the notepad first. 5th June 2025. So here now our today's topic is CSS and CSS3 properties. CSS and CSS3 properties. So here, uh, first of all, margin properties. Some basic properties. First of all, that is required for every page we will do. The basic properties. So what is this basic? What are these basic properties? The first one we have is text align, text align, text align. The next one we have is font family, font family. These are some properties which is required for each and every page. And font size, font size. Then text transform, text transform. Then text transform. The next one we have is text decoration. Text decoration. So these are some basic properties in which is required for every page. Now we will move for the margin properties. So now we will go for the margin properties. So here we will learn that what are the margin properties. So the first one we have is margin top. Margin top we have. Then we have margin bottom. Margin bottom. Then we have margin left. Margin left. Then we have margin right. Right. So after that, we have padding properties, padding properties, padding properties. So next one we have is padding properties, padding top. The first one we have is padding top, padding top. The next one we have is padding bottom. So another one we have is padding left, padding left. Another we can have is padding right, padding right. So now we have display properties. So the next one we have is display properties, display properties, display properties. So here the first one we have is padding top, display properties, none, display none, display none. Then we have is display inline. Then we have display inline block, display inline flux, display inline flex. Okay, guys. So next one we have some border properties. So here I am writing border properties. Border properties. So here border radius is the first. Border radius. Border radius. Then we have border top. Border top. Then we have border left. Border left. Border left. Then we have border right. Border right. Then we have border top. Yeah, that much only, guys. Okay. So these are some border properties. So now we have some positions properties. Positions. Position properties. Position properties. So we have position static. Position static. Then we have position absolute. Then we have position fixed. Then we have relative. Relative. So after that we have the color properties. So color properties. Guys, these properties we need to remember while we design any web page. Okay, so you must be aware what is the border radius, what is border top, how it works, you know. So one by one, with the help of code, we are going to learn each and everything. So in color properties, we have background color. Then we have, then we have background size, background size, background size. Then we have background image, background image. Okay, guys, getting? So I hope this thing is clear to all. So we will be now, with the help of a sample HTML page, we will be putting all these properties one by one in a single page. So now let me open my VS Code and show how all these properties work. So here I'm creating a new file and the name of the file is task 6th June, 6th June dot html. Task 6th June HTML, and here I'm putting the boilerplate. So now we will be designing each and everything in the HTML page by giving the uh, whatever the properties till now we have covered. So H2 I am writing here, and in the H2 I am writing day 2. I am writing day 2, 2, and here I am giving as CSS color backgrounds and borders. CSS colors background backgrounds and backgrounds and borders. Borders. Fine, guys. Clear, everything is fine. So now here I am making a div tag. What is the div tag? We will be doing in the further classes. Don't worry about that. And here I am giving a class to this div tag class. I am giving the class as box. And inside the div tag, I am writing I am opening another div tag here, and again, once again, I am writing class here, class, and I am giving as example text, example text, example text. So inside this div tag, what I am going to do is I am writing this box has a background image. I am writing box, this box has a has a has a background image, color, and transparency transparency transparency. I hope this thing is clear, guys. So after that here I am opening a new div tag here, and I am writing class border example here. I am writing class is equals to border, and here I am giving example border example. So here I am writing box this box has a red dashed dashed border and rounded corners rounded corners rounded corners. Okay, guys, so I hope this thing is clear now. So once again, if I run this code, so you will observe that my output is looking something like this. So let me run this code, you know. So you will observe that my output is looking something like this. So here, this is my output, and it is now something like this. Day to CSS colors, backgrounds and borders. After that, this box has a background image, color, and transparency. This box has a red dashed border and rounded corners. Okay, so now here we don't have any box, nothing is there. Okay, so now one by one with the help of CSS, we are going to apply all the stylings here. Okay, guys. So okay, so first of all, let me open this style here. So here I am writing style 6th June dot css. CSS, we have to give the extension to the CSS file, and to link this CSS file with this task, what I have to do, guys, I have to open the link tag here and href dot slash if you remember this thing, style 6june dot css. In the last class we have discussed that that how to give this linking. Okay, how to link the CSS with the HTML file. So now today's class, in this style 6june.css, we are going to write the styling. So the first thing I have to style is the body part. So here I am writing background color is equals to background color. I am giving as hash. I am giving as F0. After that, font family Arial sans serif, font family as I'm giving as Arial, Helvetica, sans serif. So now let us look that how now our output is coming. So now if I run this code once again, so you will be seeing that right now the background is now changed a little bit. Okay, guys. So if you observe the previous output, so if you once let me remove the styling here and let's observe what happens if I don't give this body. So if I remove this body part, then you will observe that the background is whitish. And now if I give the styling part here, my background appears something bluish kind. Okay, guys, getting? So now I hope this thing is clear to all. So after that, we are going to give style to the box. So dot box here I am writing, and here in the previous class I discussed that whenever I have to pick any element and that is a class, so to refer any element with the class I have to give the dot notation, dot and the class name. But if there is an ID, so we have to write hash and the ID name. So here for the box, I am writing width is equals to 300 pixels. Width is equals to 300 pixels. So after that, I am giving padding is equals to 20 pixels. Padding I am giving as 20 pixels. So after that, margin I am giving as 30 pixels auto, 30 pixels auto. So after that, I am giving as color is equals to white. Color is equals to I am giving as white. Color I am giving as white. So here I am giving background color as I am giving RGBA, and here I am giving 0. Then after 0, I am going to give, after 0, I am giving 128. So after 128, I am going to give 255, 255. And here in the last I am going to give 0.7. This 0.7 is nothing but my opacity, guys. Okay, so next I am going to give is background image. So in the background image part I am going to write url background image url, and here https, then this double slash I am writing via placeholder.com, via dot placeholder.com 300 into 150. So after that I am going to give background size is equals to cover, background size is equals to cover, background size I am going to give as cover. So next one I am going to give is background size. After that background position I am going to give background position, and background position I am to give as center. Okay. So now guys, before completing, okay, let's complete this box part. Then we will see how the output is coming. So after background position, the next property is border. I want to give here border. Border I am going to give as 3 pixel solid, 3 pixel solid, and hash 333 grayish color. So after that border radius I am giving as 15 pixels, 15 pixels. And after that I'm going to give opacity as 0.9, opacity as 0.9. So after that text align I'm giving as center. So now guys, let me run this code and see how right now how my this box class is appearing on the screen. So now if I run this code, you will be observing that my box is now something like this. Okay guys, here we applied all the CSS properties. So now after that we will be designing the next part, that is example txt. This example text we are going to design now means inside the box you see whatever the things we have written, this box has background, image, color and all. So that will be assigned here. Okay guys. So now here, so after that I am going to say dot example txt text, and it is a class. Okay. So color I am giving as color I'm giving a slash fff, So color of the text is white now. So background color I am giving as background color I am giving as RGBA 0. After 0 I have 0 again, 0, here also 0, and in the end 0.5 is the opacity here. So after that, padding I'm giving as 10 pixels. Padding I'm giving as 10 pixels. So padding I'm giving as 10 pixels. Then border radius I'm giving as 10 pixels. So example txt. So after that we have is border example. So next one is border example. The next one is border example, border example. So width I'm giving as 250 pixels, 50 pixels. So after that margin I am giving as 250 pixels auto, 250 pixels auto. So after that border I am giving as 4 pixels dashed red, 4 pixels border I am giving as 4 pixels dashed red, dashed red. So after that here I am giving border radius as 20 pixels. Border radius I am giving as 20 pixels this time, 20 pixels. And after that here I am going to give padding 15 pixels, padding 15 pixels. So after that background color I am giving as hash f e 4e1. This is background color. So after that color I have to give color. So the color is hash 333. Okay. So before going to the main part in the H2 here, let's give some styling to this part also. So here I am going to write style is equals to text align center, style text align. I'm giving a center. So now if I run this code, you will be seeing how my output is coming on the screen. So now my output is coming like this, guys. Okay. So today we learned about how CSS properties works and what are the various CSS properties we have to use. Okay. Till now everything is fine, guys. I hope you are enjoying the sessions here. Any doubt, guys? Yeah. So once again, let me revise whole concepts here. So today we learned about CSS and CSS3 properties. So the first we learned about the basic properties. So the basic properties are text align, font family, font size, text transform, and text decoration. After that, we move towards the margin properties. So margin properties are margin top, margin bottom, margin left, margin right. So after that, we have padding properties. So padding properties are padding top, padding bottom, padding left, padding right. So after that, we have display properties. So display properties are display none, display inline block, and display inline flex. So the next property we have is border radius, border properties. So in border properties, we have border radius, border top, border left, border right. So the next property we have is related to positions. So positions have positions static, position absolute, position fixed, and position relative. So next we have here are color properties. So in color properties, we can give color to the background, we can give size to the background, and we can provide image to the backgrounds. So the next part we have is the HTML page. So here we design the HTML page with those properties. Here we written the HTML code, and in the style 6.june.css, here we design our HTML page. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's session. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you very much for being listening to the classes. Thank you guys.